Boogeyman Ben. Horror Zone.
Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Welcome to the Horror Vault, and I want to thank everyone for joining me for an episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. This is going to be an underrated horror film video, and this is a segment that I haven't done in a while. I think the last time I did a segment for this video series was back in, I'm going to say late December of 2014. So with the newly redesigned Horror Vault, I thought it only fitting to start this series up again, which is my favorite that I do for this channel. And this is a really underrated horror film that I think a lot of people are not going to know about, or maybe they know about it, but they haven't seen it. The movie came out in 2011, and it was one that I caught, I believe, I can't remember, I think I might have seen it on Netflix. It's been so long since I first watched it, I can't remember the format that I initially saw it on. It was either on Netflix or I called it up on demand, and the movie in question is The Vanishing on 7th Street. Now, no one talks about this film, and I think it's completely underrated. It just has some really terrific elements that I think work really well, and I'm really excited to talk about why I think this belongs in this segment of underrated horror films, and I hope everyone looks forward to that. Please stay tuned. When a massive power outage plunges the city of Detroit into total darkness, a desperate group of individuals find themselves alone. The entire city's population has vanished into thin air, leaving behind heaps of empty clothing, abandoned cars, and lengthening shadows. Soon the daylight begins to disappear completely, and as the survivors gather in an abandoned tavern, they realize the darkness is out to get them, and only their rapidly diminishing light source can keep them safe. The movie stars Hayden Christensen as Luke, Thandie Newton as Rosemary, John Leguizamo as Paul, Jacob Lattimore as James. The movie was written by Anthony Jawinski and directed by Brad Anderson, who has also directed the movies like The Machinist and The Call. So yeah, I think The Vanishing on 7th Street gets a drubbing. I mean, I've read countless of reviews where people said it's stupid, it's poorly acted, poorly written, crappy effects. Again, it's a low-budget film, people. But I think the main reason why people avoid this film is because of Hayden Christensen. People just do not like him as an actor. He'll never live down the Star Wars prequels, the fact that people hated him in those films. I personally don't think he's a fantastic actor, but I didn't hate him in the role of Anakin in those movies. But I actually really think he does a good job in this film. Also, Thandie Newton as an actress I'm not a huge fan of as well. I had more of an issue with her being in this film than Hayden Christensen. I actually, Hayden Christensen, I've seen him in good films like Shattered Glass. I think he was really good in that. Thandie Newton's actually really good in this too. For me, the hook in this is John Leguizamo, who I've always been a fan of. I think he's terrific in this film, and he kind of starts the film off. I mean, you see his character first. And he's more sympathetic I feel like I really sympathize with him, even though Thandie Newton's story is equally as tragic. But there's just some really creepy elements to this film. I mean, the darkness, the way the darkness, it reminds me of the movie Ghost. If people haven't seen Ghost, I'm going to talk about one element of Ghost is when people died that were evil. They had these shadows that would come and grab you and pull you into the darkness, and that's kind of what this movie is. It's like it's an unknown apocalyptic movie. You don't know what's happened. You just know that anybody that was in light, in any type of light, when this event happened, is safe. Light is the only thing that can keep you safe from whatever this thing is. But it's this thing that can manipulate you with voices and sounds, and it can sound like something or someone, and it can manipulate you to come away from the light and into the darkness, and I think that's what works so tremendously well. It's very scary. There's elements of this that are very creepy. The ending is some people might not like the ending. I felt like it fit, even though it was not the happiest of endings, if I can say something like that. But again, this is one that I think people need to give a second chance to, and I haven't seen The Machinist, so I know that Brad Anderson got a lot of, he got a lot of credit for that film. Especially, I know that Christian Bale lost a tremendous amount of weight for that film. I did see The Call, and I actually really, really liked The Call, but that's another film where Brad Anderson was kind of attacked for that film, and I don't understand why, because I think that film works really, really well. But yeah, I think people need to give this film, like I said, The Vanishing on 7th Street. People need to check it out. Give it a watch. It's actually really creepy. I think it's got some terrific horror elements. I definitely think I think it's definitely worth your time to watch something a little bit different than you've seen before, an apocalyptic type of film. So, yeah, Vanishing on 7th Street, give it a chance. Let me know what you think. If you've seen the film and you don't like it, or if you do like it, just let me know in the comment section below. I'm always anxious to see what people have to say about some of these films that I do for this segment. And I plan to bring this segment back more because I have a lot of underrated horror films that I would like to talk about. This just happened to be one that I was thinking about, and I wanted to do this sooner, but I wanted to get the horror vault here all situated, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. And yeah, I wanted to get the horror vault here all situated before I started doing these little underrated horror film segments again. So please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know if you're happy about this segment coming back. Let me know if you've seen the film Vanishing on 7th Street. And again, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for some really cool horrific videos coming very, very soon. Hope everyone's doing well. Take it easy. Have a great day. Peace.